Hi guys, it's Toy, and today is Monday, September 28th, 2009, and I am once again playing catch up on my videos because I've had a very hectic couple of weeks. Been in and out of the emergency room 4 times, but I'll post more of that information on my personal channel. I'm doing 2 weeks worth of videos this week because last week's topic was rather timely for a situation that we were in. And I just think it's interesting, and I have a little something to say, so I want to say it. The topic is stealth and disclosing. Do you tell people that your partner is trans? No, because it's not a topic of conversation. It's not. I know this sounds odd, probably coming from someone as candid as me, but it's nobody's business. And that's something personal to Chase. It has no. If it didn't have any effect on Chase whatsoever, whether or not people knew, I wouldn't care. But that's his privacy, and it's nobody's business, so no. And that's why. Does your partner tell people he's trans? If it's relevant to the conversation or to whom he's speaking with, yeah. But in general day-to-day life, no. He's viewed primarily outside of his mom and his youngest son as male anyway. I'm not sure that he needs to say that tell somebody he's trans because he's him. Once in a while there's those trip-ups where people get the pronouns confused or they address him as female. But for the most part, he's just him, and there's no need to. Not that I think there's ever a need to. What advice would you give a trans guy who is beginning a relationship with someone new? Now, this is interesting because of the way Chase and I met and how far into the relationship we were before I knew. I think we were together for 7 months before I knew. But I do think it's important that you are upfront about it. I mean, I realize that there's that awkward period of time where you're wondering if it's too early. I'm not saying, hi, my name is, and by the way, but at some point you need to let the other person make that decision. Who knows, maybe they'll surprise you and it will not be a big deal. I happen to know of another couple on YouTube who met very much like Chase and I met. And when the girl found out, she was pretty much the same way I was and said, you know what, I love you. I don't care about that. So there are some gems out there. But yeah, I absolutely think that the person that you are beginning a relationship with has a right to know. That, I think, was the thing that frustrated me the most about not knowing what Chase's secret was not later on finding out what it was and it being a big deal, because it wasn't. But I was very frustrated with the fact that I was not being allowed to make a choice regarding whatever it was, because I knew it was something that he thought was going to make me leave him. And that was what was frustrating for me, was not being allowed to make the choice myself. So yes, I think you should tell. As far as exactly when, I don't know. Sorry. I wish there was something terribly black and white for that. But at what point do you feel it's no longer necessary for your partner to tell people he's trans? I don't think it's necessary for my partner to ever tell anybody he's trans because it's nobody's business. Unless it's like work and they have to accommodate things that have to do with like the transition, or just they're going to witness the transition. Okay, yeah. But I don't think it's necessary to ever tell somebody. It's nobody's business. If your partner does not pass to someone, does he feel pressure to then disclose it in order to be addressed properly? This was the situation that we were in last week. We had gone to Walmart for something, and as we were coming out, I ran into a girl that she used to be a customer of mine when I worked at the laundromat, and she was lesbian. And she was on Chase's side of the truck talking to us, and she was telling me how she is now with a man. And it was funny because when she was my customer, I used to tell, I think I had even mentioned to Chase that I would be like, this lesbian customer of mine, I think she likes me. But I mean, it didn't faze me or anything like that. It was just cute, I guess. But at one point during the conversation, she had said that she was with the man, and she said that she's discovered that it doesn't matter if you're with a boy or a girl. It matters if the person is your person. So I introduced Chase, and I introduced him with his name, Chase, and I said, this is my person. And she looks at him, and then she looks at me, and she speaks with a very thick Spanish accent, and she's like, but why you didn't tell me? I like the girls. You could have told me. I was like, and Chase didn't flinch. I was just like, I was married then. And she was like, oh, see, but now we go separate ways. She was funny. But as we drove away, I was like, how do you handle that? And what made her make a presumption about your gender? And he said, maybe it was because she was so close to me. And he was just like, whatever. So, no, he doesn't feel pressured. What does living stealth mean to you? Living stealth to me means living your life as a trans person just like I live my life. It means not jumping up on, the nearest soapbox and yelling and screaming and pointing at yourself and going, hey, by the way, look at me, I am, and it's just living your life. I mean, there are some people who that is the type of person they are. They want to be in the spotlight. They want to be, not the spotlight, I don't mean it that way, but they want to be like involved in all this stuff, and that's fine, and God bless them. But there are people that just want to live their life. That's what living stealth means to me. Just living your life. Not with this thing on your shoulder, this monkey on your back. Just living your life. That's what living stealth means to me. Is your partner out as trans? Not really. His mom knows. His oldest son knows. I think there are a few of his close friends that might know. But other than that, no. And it's just a timing issue right now. He's not around most of them. He doesn't, when you can throw an email and go, hey, by the way. So, no. What language do you use when outing your partner? That just sounds so wrong. I don't know. I can't remember. I think maybe I've said born a woman when I told my best friend. I don't really think I've said anything to anybody else. I don't know. So, because it's none of their, again, I'm back to it's nobody's business. And even if I introduce them as Chase and they want to swear up and down that it's not a Chase, it's a Gloria, it's still nobody's business. I don't care. If I tell you my name is, you're going to call me by my name, whatever it is, and on you. So it's nobody's business. So the biggest thing for me would be letting people know at the start of a relationship. Other than that, it's nobody's business. Period. It's totally up to you whether or not you want to tell somebody or not. Whether you look like you fit the role or not, doesn't matter. It's your privacy. And it's up to you. Just like for me, it's up to Chase. So that's my topic for stealth and disclosing. I'll see you in just a little bit for this week's topic, which is marriage. Talk to you in a bit. Bye, guys.